Alright, welcome back to Omni Garage. So here we have Ryobi's 36V cordless edges. So Ryobi have sent us out this product for us to try out on the lawn here. And if you go back a couple of videos, we did release one where we talked about all the new products that Ryobi had given us. And so this has already been unboxed. I haven't used it though, but I'm going to say it's pretty much exactly the same sort of user interface as already the one we've already used before, which is the 18V tool. So this doesn't come with a battery, so it's only a tool only, or skin only is what they call it. So you would need to buy yourself a 36V battery and charger if you already didn't have that. And we'd recommend probably using a 6 amp hour battery with this, would you say?
Yeah, I think the key thing to point out on this tool as well is, although Ryobi have sent us this, we both have the 18V version and we use both of those tools every single week, and we have for a number of years. It's probably one of the most used Ryobi tools that we've got in our collections. And I'm quite excited to see what 36V changes. I can see on there's a little change visually. It's going to be interesting to see if there's any performance changes on this as well.
So it does say on here that it's for medium job intensities, and it will give you 90 minutes of runtime, no load. So just if you were to hold the trigger, if you were using it with a 5 amp hour battery. So if you did have it on a 6 amp hour, you'd probably hope that you get slightly more. It does have the same cutting depth, 220mm blade on here as the one with the 18V. I do know that this one will spin at 4,100 RPM as opposed to 4,000, is it RPM? 4,000 on the other one.
Yeah, so pretty similar, right? Very, very close. I think the key difference between this and the 18V tool is just going to be the battery ecosystem. If you've got all 36V tools, it's going to be nice and handy. You can swap it out of your lawnmower, your leaf blower, your line trimmer, and pop it into this tool. And then obviously just those couple of cosmetic changes as well, and a very minor change to the RPM of the tool. So the tool comes in two parts. You obviously got the piece at the bottom there, which is the blade, the head.
Minimal amount of assembly there.
Yeah, and then we've got our handle and our controls where the battery attaches to. Just pop those two together, a little bit of plastic take off, and the blade comes pre-installed on these as well.
Pre-installed, but there is a tool in here for you to take that blade off, because this will wear down. So you can buy replacement parts, particularly that blade for this. You just order it through Bunnings or on the Ryobi website.
I think what we found is we'll probably get about a year out of a blade before we need to change it. I think you're on your third blade on the 18V. I'm on my third as well. I guess it depends how much concrete you're hitting as you're going and cutting edges.
So it looks like for assembly here that these two just plug together. Let's go that way.
And that handle, you can flip it around because you're not going to want it on the underside of the tool.
No, and this is all adjustable. So there is like inside there's like a little cog, so you can adjust it up and down just to help improve the ergonomics of the tool. But yeah, you're correct. We want it on that side. Alright, so again, this doesn't come with a 36V battery, so you will need to go and buy one, but we recommend pairing your garden tools with something like a 6 amp hour. Now what is a little bit different to this battery design compared to the 18V is that these actually slide in, whereas the 18V tend to sort of clip in at the back there. I guess that's just a design feature for them. Yeah, so you're right, with that battery put in there, it does add a little bit of weight to the tool. So this has got sort of a safety feature there and then a trigger type handle.
That's variable speed as well.
A variable speed, so
and when Ryobi say that spins at 4,100 RPM, that's exactly the way that you're holding it now, with no load against it. So as soon as you get that stuck in the dirt, that speed is going to slow down. And especially when you're doing your first or your second cut, trying to edge out a groove, you're going to find that it does spin a lot slower. Once you actually get in there and start cutting, you've got your groove cut in, you will be spinning quite fast.
And I suppose compared to the 18 volt one, that's actually really nice variable trigger. You can start off a little slow and that can help you initiate into your cut, and then you can then ramp it up and away you go. So I think that will be a helpful feature. We've already sort of explained this handle here. It's fully adjustable. You can slide it backwards and forwards and up and down, and that's just basically for you to adjust it so it's nice and ergonomic for you. So at the bottom of the tool here we have our wheel and we have our levels of cutting depth, 1 through to 4. So this is a bit sort of awkward and a bit sort of unusual to get your head around, but on level 1 the wheel is at the closest to the body of the machine. That means you're going to be cutting at the maximum depth. Now as we increase this to like level 4, you can see that the wheel goes further down. That means that the blade is going to be cutting at its shallowest depth. So I would probably say that if you were initiating your cut and you were digging your groove for the first time, you probably want to be starting quite shallow, and as you use this tool over time you want to increase it and get deeper and deeper, because this is going to make a mess. So if you haven't done this before, you would want to just be a bit careful. It is going to flick up dirt, it is going to create a bit of a mess, but once you've got that trench in place, you're sweet from there on in.
And what I find as well is you probably do blow through a few batteries, at least we did with the 18 volt when we're trying to cut the initial groove in, but once you get that done, you've cut 2 or 3 times, it makes it so much easier. So you probably will struggle with this for the first time, and it's going to be really, really easy, probably 3rd time around and onward from there, as long as you do this on a regular basis.
And then you've got your little track wheel here that just helps you basically move it along your concrete path, and then here's your blade that you can change out. Now over time these teeth do wear down, so when you are a few teeth, when a few of the teeth are missing, then it's probably time for you to change your blade. These are pretty inexpensive to purchase and really simple to change out. We have made a video on changing that blade out if that's something you need to check out. So I'm quite lucky that I use this tool, well not this one but the 18 volt really regularly, so I've already got a groove cut here, so I'm going to start on the lower setting, and this will flick up a little bit. I have let it grow a little bit just for this video, so it looks like you can actually see what's going on here, but I'm interested to try out the initiation part of the tool here just to create that cut. So the way I've found this tool to be best used is to get your 2 wheels and roll it along the solid part and let the blade slide in between the concrete and the grass here. So when this blade does run along this concrete here, it will create noise. It's like it's going to scrape across it. Obviously metal blade on concrete, it will scrape it, and over time it will degrade the blade. Now it's not going to cut the concrete sliding across there, but if I come to here for example, you can see here that when I'm perpendicular to here and the blade does come in here, it will nick the concrete 100%. So you just want to be a little bit careful that when you're initiating your cut, not to come too close here. You might want to start here and come back, or you just want to be a little bit careful, but definitely when we're coming along here, it's not going to cause any nicks to the concrete. And we do get this comment quite a lot: does this damage the concrete? Well, perpendicular, yes. Along the line, scraping against it, no.
Good thing about this tool as well, you got that variable trigger. So not like the 18 volt where it just is all or nothing, so you can ease into this as well, but you're not going to damage your concrete unless you're stupid with this.
So that's sort of the result of a one pass. You know, I haven't done this for a while, it has been wet and stuff, so usually it doesn't flick out this much if you keep on top of it, but if you are going to do this for the first time, then you're probably going to kick up more dirt than what I've done. How does this feel compared to the 18 volt? I haven't really noticed too much difference, so I suppose you do get a little bit of you know, slightly better battery, slightly higher powered tool. Maybe there's a little benefit there, but I would say that if you had the 18 volt, I don't think you'd notice too much difference there. So I suppose an important thing to note here, that when you do come to thicker areas of grass, especially if you are doing this for the first time, you do need to slow down a little bit. And I think it's just maybe this tool is slightly underdone, especially for the first cut. You will need to come up and come back and might need to go again, and just take your time with it just when you're initiating those first cuts. But there on after, you can just plow on through and you're good to go, as long as you keep it maintained. Alright, so this is essentially what your edge can look like. So if you had a line trimmer or a weed eater, then you could probably give this a nudge and see if you could get a nice straight edge. But I've had experience before where I've taken nicks out and I don't quite get it right. This, I can get this nice and straight every single time. So this is definitely a must tool to have in your garden collection. Now, our recommendation is that if you are already bought into the 18 volt system, like you already have 18 volt batteries, you already have 18 volt chargers, and you've got a whole bunch of tools, then just get the 18 volt skin. If you already have 36 volt batteries and you've already bought into that 36 ecosystem with Ryobi, then get the 36 volt skin edger. We don't think there's enough difference between one or the other that basically makes one better than the other. So just do what you already got. If you are doing this for the first time, you're trying to make a decision, oh, where do I go? Do I go 18 volt or do I go 36 volt? Then our recommendation is that all your garden tools should be 36 volt. I do think collectively there is a lot different and a lot better improvement over the 36 volt range for garden tools than there is with the 18 volt. So that's our recommendation here. But this is definitely a must-have tool from Ryobi, and definitely something you need to have in your shed. And if you're interested in basically seeing a comparison type video, we have made one on the 18 volt edger. Go and check that out. But that's it from Omni Garage. Stay tuned for the next videos coming up on these sort of garden tools. And once again, thanks to Ryobi for sending out this tool. Thanks for watching.